Thanksgiving is here on Thursday.
Unfortunately, I moved that 300 to Monday.
Ooh, man, you a stone-blooded killer. This week is going to be really, really, really different.
What you want to really do is, first and foremost, what I call enroll your family members. My name is already a curse word in a lot of households, bro. What you mean we got to save money? What you mean we got to eat better? What you mean we got to exercise?
So I have to get up around 5 a.m. in order for me to, one, accomplish my workout.
Heart problems, all these other type of problems, they are sure they have something to do with weight, but they're not 100% connected with weight.
So I plateaued a little bit, but in that time where I plateaued, I saw the physical changes that I wasn't really seeing when I was just dropping the weight.
The problem is people want to have it all. We're in this conversation because you've had it all, but it's not easy to be the one shouldering everything, man. You're going to fail at some point. You're going to need some people to stand up for you. You're going to need some people to pat you in the back.
Me and the missus just getting some time together before this baby comes. And, that was my 7th week.
Hit this button. Showing up with Doogle. It was on me, but we missed the last 2. Was it last 2 conversations or last 2 weeks or just last week?
Yeah, last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks. Last week I was at an event down in San Diego and totally mismanaged my time. So you know what? These are the things we deal with. Life from step to step is it's a question of how quickly can you bounce back. So we missed that. But you gave a really good kind of check-in at the 7-week mark. So I don't know if you want to give just a quick overview of what that looks like on here real quick. So we know what's up, and then we'll dive into what happened this week, and then what's coming up next, and then we'll wrap it up and keep it rolling.
Yeah. So for the 7-week check-in, the most important point I was stressing was that I did have some difficulties being the early morning transition, because if I don't go early in the morning, it's not going to happen with my work schedule and, the current situation with my wife being pregnant and whatnot. So morning's like my only time where I can work out. So I had to get up around 5 a.m. in order for me to, one, accomplish my workout, meal prep on the days that I have to meal prep, as well as give myself enough time to go get ready for work. So that part was my main challenge over the last few weeks, was getting myself up every morning and getting that physical work and going to work to get mentally beat up. But, it is what it is. Diet has been good, pretty consistent for the most part. There were some days where I went on longer fasts so I could spend some time with the missus going out to eat, 1 or 2 days out of the week in the last 2 weeks. And another thing that happened in the 7 weeks was I plateaued a little bit, but in that time where I plateaued, I saw the physical changes that I wasn't really seeing when I was just dropping the weight. So I thought that was pretty neat. And I was able to, in other aspects of my life, make some other progress. I cleared out some more debt and able to save some more money into my accounts and stuff. And, me and the missus just getting some time together before this baby comes. And, that was my 7th week, 7 weeks in.
That's dope. And what week is this? What week are we wrapping up, and what week are we going into for you?
All right. I believe I'm going into my 9th week now, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, going into my 9th week now. And this week is going to be really, really, really different, for the main reason that my family is going to be here from Tuesday to help celebrate, my niece's birthday, as well as the Thanksgiving holiday. So I'm sure dieting is going to be different. which is what I wanted to talk to you about too, actually, John, because
Mm-hmm.
I know you sent me out my menus and whatnot, but Thanksgiving is here on Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
and in addition to that, like I said, my family's gonna be here. I know they're gonna want to go out to go eat, go to brunch, go to dinner, and I'm gonna be the main, I guess, chauffeur around. So I'm gonna have to take him places. How do I finesse these scenarios, my brother?
Mm. Mm. Well,
Without me having the past 30 years.
these are tough questions right there. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm looking at your calendar right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move that 300 because we know
Mm-hmm.
it's not happening today. And but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put I'm just gonna put just stretching the stretch and do a 5-minute meditation on there. Is that doable?
Okay, I can definitely do that. I can definitely do that.
All right, so I just switched that up, and unfortunately I moved that 300 to Monday.
Whoo, man, you a stone-blooded killer.
Cold, bro, cold. But all I do is serve the plate, man. You decide what to eat. So for the rest of the week, though, everything you have, I mean, it's like less than 30 minutes.
That's fine.
All
I'm
in house, all in house, less than 30 minutes, and you get and you know what, bro? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you Thursday full rest.
whoo. Nice love right there.
That's it. All right. So we work with that. And of course, anything, let's just talk about it and work with it. So anything comes up, we work with it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we find out a different thing that works. All right. Now let's dive into the nitty gritty. So family's coming. It's Thanksgiving season. Family's going to want to do a few things. Now, so point number one, I think in all of these situations, what you want to really do is first and foremost what I call enroll your family members in your goals and dreams, right?
Okay.
So you and I have had conversations before, and I've had conversations with other people where family members, mom, dad, brother, whoever, will make comments, right? Douglas, when you're gonna get rid of this belly, this, that, and the third. This is an important time. Go ahead and enroll them. And what I mean by that is, look, family, you can't have it both ways, right? We can't be out eating and me chauffeuring you around and we going to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then you asking me, when am I going to get rid of this belly?
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways. I'm cool to
Facts.
eat with y'all. I'll do it. I mean, you don't have to pull my leg, right? But this is the goal that I have for myself right now. And you got to dig deep and be vulnerable with each and every one of your family members. And I'm talking like a one-on-one with your mom, a one-on-one with your dad, a one-on-one with your brother, a one-on-one with your wife, and really enroll them in the goals and the journey that you're on. What does that mean? Like, look, I got Junior on the way. I've had this this weight issue for a long time. I'm now digging deep and I'm motivated and I'm sacrificing so much to be able to do this at this point in time in my life. So when Junior comes through, I'm in a better place in my life. And a Junior year one, I'm in a much better place in year two. And I realized that I need to sacrifice now so that I can have that vision, right? So that next Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving after that, it's not a problem for you to take one day and enjoy fully out enjoy Thanksgiving with them right now. But this right here is like what's happening is if you have a family member that's coming home from rehab, and you have Thanksgiving season, you're going to just pour that family member coming home from rehab just a little bit of liquor? Or is you going to give them an opportunity, and you, the family members, now this isn't all on you, right? You're you are enrolling them in your vision, meaning that you, the family members, are going to also sacrifice with me, meaning that maybe this one time y'all don't all drink liquor in front of me.
Yeah.
How much you love me? Maybe this one time y'all don't all pop champagne in front of me because I'm just coming out of rehab. And that's a tough conversation to have. That's a tough situation. But you go one-on-one. You say, Mom, this is what I'm doing. This is what's happened so far. This is what has worked for me so far. Right? Now, look, Douglas, I'm not saying you have 0 plates of food. Right?
Yeah.
I'm saying you sit down and you have an intelligent amount of food. I don't even have to tell you what that looks like. You know what that looks like. So that's not even a conversation we're having. We're having a conversation about how you enroll the others in the environment around you so that they help you create an environment where they're not all chowing down on mac and cheese. They're not all going in on the turkey. They're not all going in on the... You freeze on me?
I did for 1 second. Somebody was trying to call me. I just...
okay. There you go.
Yeah.
They not all going ham around you. And then in 2 days, they asking you, Douglas, what's up with that belly? What you mean? We were just eating 2 days ago.
Exactly.
So
that's been my life.
It's important for you to have that one-on-one conversation with them and share your vision, share your goals, share the path that you on, share the success and the victories that you, and this is the index finger, not the middle finger. Share the success and what you've had so far. This is what's happened. This is the way I'm dropped. Douglas, you looking good. Oh, have a little bit. No, Mom. Remember what we talked about? So that case, you're not 100% fighting an uphill battle. Is it still going to be hard? Yeah. Is it still going to be, it's still going to be hard. But now you've set yourself up in an environment where it's a little bit easier for you to have, smaller portion sizes, right? It's easier for you to have, 1, 2, side dishes and not 5, 10. So it's easier for you to have, so you don't get these questions, so you don't get these like little nagging comments, so you don't get these like, what are you doing, why are you eating celery? So then you might be surprised, man, because when you enroll people like that, what happens is like, sure, one person might say something, but then it might be Mama Dukes, it might be Brother Gordon, it might be somebody else. Mama Dukes like, oh, why don't you have Douglas might have more potato salad. Oh, have more jerk chicken, have more this. And, it might be Brother Gordon comes in and Mom, Douglas is on a mission. He doing something. Leave him alone.
Which is most likely going to happen.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a very logical scenario.
When you have these one-on-one conversations and you like, Brother Gordon, yo, this is what I'm trying to do. Now, you've had the luxury of never having to fight this battle, but I have not had that luxury. So I'm asking for your help in this season to help me accomplish my goals and my vision. And this is the goal and the vision I have. And make sure you share what has happened so far, like your victories, your the things that you've won. You know what I'm saying? Look, I started doing this. I already dropped 20 plus pounds. I'm seeing my clothes fit better. I know I'm moving in a better direction. I feel better. I know things are moving well. And I know that I can't just fall off. And I'm not saying you're going to have a catastrophic fall off. I'm saying when you set up the environment that way,
it's bound to happen.
Things just happen, right? Because the other piece of it too, man, is like, you might think this is all about you setting up and having these successes. By the end of the day, bro, you're probably helping them out too. Because guess what? Just because you're skinny don't mean you're healthy, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you're skinny don't mean you're healthy. Heart problems, all these other type of problems, they are sure they have something to do with weight, but they're not 100% connected with weight.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, they are definitely very, 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 very closely tied with what you put in your mouth and how often you move and how you move. Right? Heart problems, brain I mean, like every single time you hear a physical issue, one of the number one things that helps is what? Diet and exercise.
Yep.
Like almost without fail, right? So we're talking in a situation where, you know what? Just it's not that your pops has to lose weight, but he has just as much to lose.
Yeah.
It's not that your mom is big, but she has just as much to lose. That she wants to be there as long as she can for Doogle Jr.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So like
I
it's
got you.
all about how you set it up and how you enroll the people around you and how you anticipate this stuff. Because it's not just gonna, if you leave it, that's like, oh shoot, we'll see what happens. Well, I'll tell you what will happen. What has always happened is gonna happen.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that's how I'll say you set it up. And you know what? In that circumstance too, what that does is it creates a system of accountability for you, where you're not like, oh shit, they don't know what's up. I'm gonna have extra two, 3 plates real quick. So it's a system of double accountability. Now, once you do that, now you can't sit there and just eat for 2-3 hours. Because you just told everybody what your goals are and what your dreams is, and they're gonna be like, all right, cool, let's make it happen for you. Now, you also want to make it clear for them like what type of support you want. Now, just because I tell you that I'm doing this and I'm trying to like change this in my life doesn't mean that all of a sudden now you like, oh Douglas, I see you drinking some soda. Right? You know what I mean? Don't beat me over the head with it, but I'm just saying, help me create this environment for myself. I'll tell you what, I say all this stuff, and my name is already a curse word in a lot of households, bro. They'd be like, oh, John said do this. They'd be like, fuck that John, little bitch ass mom. I'm tired of hearing that dog name. What you mean we gotta save money? What you mean we gotta eat better? What you mean we gotta exercise? Don't know shit. Yo. But these are the facts, bro. This is you're not gonna be popular when you're out here saying these things. People ain't gonna love you. But you know what, bro? This is type of stuff.
Gonna see the result. Yeah.
Everybody benefits from this. But it's not easy to be the one shouldering everything, man. You're going to fail at some point. You're going to need some people to stand up for you. You're going to need some people to pat you in the back. You're going to need, you might pick up a few things. And you know what? You're not going to die, at least not right now. You're not going to.
You stupid, man.
You're not gonna like pass away just cause you ate one bowl of mac and cheese or whatever. But all this stuff is gonna hopefully help set you up in a much better direction.
I got you.
That's what I gotta say to that.
At the end of the day, like, it's there's some self accountability there too. Like you said, I know what I should be eating and how big and how little I should have. So at some point in time, I gotta say, all right, Doogle, you may not need that slice of sweet potato pie.
or maybe you get a thinner slice so you can try 2 or 3 pies instead of just one.
Oh my God, don't say that.
I'm just saying, there's ways to do this. You have a really, you have micro thin slices. Now one regular size slice becomes, you can now have sweet potato and an apple, but you got a thin slice.
Touche.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, at some point you gotta live life a little bit too, Joe. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? But living life don't mean you serving yourself death.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you, bro.
Yeah, sir.
We're on the same page. We're on the same page.
That's
The hard part for me is gonna be like, they're gonna be here. I won't be able to. I'm thinking about how I'm gonna do like meal prep on the days that we're not eating. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but
for example, Wednesday, I know for a fact that we're gonna be out all day. I have a morning appointment with my wife, and as soon as I get back, we're gonna go on the road. So I'm probably won't be back to the house until like dinner time anyway. So I'm like, I know
cut
we're
the meal
gonna
prep.
stop on the road and eat.
Cut the meal prep.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to meal prep that one early. Probably
Or
from
cut
like
it.
tomatoes. Yeah.
Or cut it.
Whew.
Nah, these bro. I'm telling you, man, there's look, say you take one day, you know exactly what's going on, right? Like I'm gonna be gone all day. These 2 days is up. I'm gonna be eating with family. Go ahead, take your fast to 1. At 1, you break it with a strong smoothie, right? A strong smoothie with some protein shake, some flaxseed oil, some probiotics, some whatever. Go ahead and take care of your stomach. Let that sit for a little bit, and then you wait and you have your meal with the family. And then you use portion control, and then you use portion control and small plate methods, and you have just like the French bite, the little tiny bite on a plate that don't make you full. You have the French bite, but you try all the dishes that you want to try.
I got you.
You having small bites. You might have like, when you go to those restaurants, can you not eat those in one bite? Yeah, you can. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you have one small bite, and you get to try all the dishes. But you've had your smoothie, you've done your fasting, and then in the morning you hit your exercise, and you might need to double up on the exercise so that you can have a little, an extra few bites.
Yeah. So in essence, like if I was supposed to, just for curiosity's sake and for the people, doubling up would mean like I do HIIT workout and probably some time on the Stairmaster or something.
Doubling up. Let's go ahead and get some short, high intensity interval stuff, and then you might need to add 30, 35 minutes in zone 1, zone 2 of fat burn at night. So you doubling up twice. You might need to hit. You might need to hit the hit portion instead of doing 7 rounds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off. You might need to hit 14. Do you want to eat? There's a trade-off here. Where are we going to put the trade-off?
I'll tell you what we're going to do, bro. Because I've known the struggle all too well from these last couple of weeks. Who needs to eat, bro? We go follow our routine, bro. We all right. Ain't nobody trying to do no.
It's a give and take somewhere. See, the problem is people want to have it all.
That's true.
That's the problem. But the thing is, we're in this conversation because you've had it all in the past.
Ain't that the truth?
You know what I'm saying? And to anybody listening to this, you can't have it all, bro. You can't have it all the time. Let me correct myself. You can't have it all the time. So if it's a question of like, what's easier for you? If it's easier to stick to the routine, stick to the routine. Some people, they don't trust themselves. They're recovering alcoholics. You can't have one drink, buddy. You can't have one beer. I'm sorry. For some people, they can have one and they're in the gym tomorrow for a cool, they burning 1,400 calories. For some people, they eat the food and that night they burn in 1,000 calories. So it's like pick. You know yourself. You know yourself better than I know you. You know yourself better than anybody else knows you. You just gotta be brutally honest with yourself and say, hey, look, I'm not the type that can just have a thin slice of apple pie. If I'm going apple pie, I'm going all the way. Now, eventually that's going to have to change because we're going to have to eat some apple pie and you can't have all the apple pie. But while we're still in recovery, maybe you push away from that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't about to tell you can't have 0 apple pie. Good Lord. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I understand.
It's a question of like, you know, and I know you get it, but it's a question of like, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to suffer through? I would actually, if I had to pick, I would actually prefer to turn down a dish than to like force myself to work out just to burn calories. If I'm working out, I'll prefer to work out towards like a skill. So I prefer to work out towards like something fun, like something like handstands or muscle ups or something fun. But I don't want to be in a position where I'm working out just because I eat more than I want. You know what I mean? But there's some people that's like, nah, man, I need that extra apple pie or whatever it is. I need that extra rice because that's so good. And I don't mind spending another hour in the gym 2 days in a row to get that calorie imbalance back in balance.
Yeah.
And for some people, that's
I got you.
very dangerous game. You know, I might
I'm not going to play that game.
You know, take this knowing that I'm having a lot of the same challenges in a different area, right, of life. Not necessarily like my weight or nothing like that, but other areas of life where I'm trying to express something to my parents. And I found that what really needs to kind of happen is, you may talk to them, but it's a certain way that you talk to them, right? Meaning that you need to continuously share with the people around you what you're doing, the level of sacrifice and the level of whatnot. And then, you know what? There's 2 sides to this. There's sharing what you're doing and the progress you're making and asking for support. And there's also unpacking why it is that those comments hit so hard on your end. Like sitting down to unpack, why is it that, because there's some people on earth that you tell them, bro, you ugly. They be like, ha, 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 ha. I know. There's some people on this earth, you tell them, bro, you fat as shit. They be like, yeah, bitch, I know. Water off the back. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, bro, I'm not like that with certain things, right? I'm not saying you have to be like that or not, but I'm saying having a sense of peace within yourself will take a little bit of that sting off of that comment. And then sharing with them what you're doing will decrease that sting a little bit from their end. So now we have your end, their end, you've closed the gap a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really dive into that, bro. Sometimes grandma will always tell you, you fat.
Which she does.
That's all right. That's all right.
I'm not going to do that.
You know, but at the same time, too, that doesn't mean that you just sit there and take it just because y'all from a Jamaican culture. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You don't sit there and take it just because that's the way the culture works. At some point in time, you got to have it. You know, I'm not saying you be rude about it, bro, but I'm just saying find your language to get that across that, mom, bro, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm about. And guess what? When those comments are made, I know you may not realize it. And I also know that you love me. And I also know that you have the best for me. But this is the impact of those comments, bro. It doesn't help me. It doesn't encourage me. It doesn't move me forward. It doesn't allow me to be the best of myself. It sticks in my head.
Yeah.
So who cares if you soft, bro? Who cares? So what? You soft so what? Your softness got you an awesome wife.
Big facts.
Who cares?
Although I wouldn't necessarily say soft. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
I would probably use the word sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
This when I say designing a life you don't need a break from, to do that, you have to enroll the people around you in the vision that you're carrying for yourself. And that often starts with, if you have a wife or if you have a husband, that starts with them. And then the very next one is most likely your parents. And that's the most difficult one.
God knows.
And bro, this is like you're already putting in the work, but this type of stuff can actually speed up what you're doing.
I know, and that's another reason why, like, I like when I don't know, I'm the type of dude who I need like that positive reinforcement, knowing that like you said, knowing that people know that I'm going through the struggle. Like the last few weeks going solo dolo, and only a few people know what's going on, and then to hear the negative is like, bro, do you know what I'm out here doing? It's
Mm-hmm.
cold as a bitch out here in Virginia right now. I gotta go outside and defrost my car if I even leave this bitch. It's cold. I could be in the bedroom. My wife is in oven right now, thanks to
Yeah.
young Doogle in the oven. You know what I'm saying? I could, I could have been in the. You don't understand, bro. Well, you do understand, but they don't understand, man. And
There's like zero
that's
validation
what
to the
really
work.
gets me. Is like you don't know half the sacrifices I'm making. So why are you making comments? A
Right.
lot of the times I really just want to say some real mean things to people, but I'm not that way in nature. You know what I'm saying? But I was just telling my wife I wish I had one of those like truth serums. I'll just inject myself with every now and then. I'll just tell some people some words, bro. I just
Hey,
want to
guess what? I've done that. It don't change. Cause
don't change
bro, I ain't holding back from nobody. I'll tell you how it is. But I tell you what, it doesn't solve the problem. It's really just a protective mechanism because it makes me feel better for a short period of time. But then afterwards, guess what? It goes back to pretty much the same. Or you worst case scenario, you permanently mess up a relationship.
That's the only reason why I don't be speaking my truth sometimes, man. I'm like, all right, I
Well,
ain't
you
want no
can't hold
problem,
back
man.
either though, because you holding
I
back.
know.
That means that you. If you're holding back, that means that you don't truly have full self-expression in that relationship. If you don't have
Mm,
full self-expression in that relationship ain't helping you grow anyway,
touche. I
right?
hear what you're saying.
But to get full expression in that relationship means that you have to master the basic skills. Not you don't have to master all the way before you do it, but you have to work on mastering the basic skills of
Mm.
communication. And that is language, 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 language. You know? Bro,
That should be easy to remember.
this stuff is top of mind for me because I wasn't born with this stuff, man. Like I came out of a family that's terrible communication, terrible, terrible. I'm not very good at this stuff, so it's always top of mind for me.
Mm.
Like I will go out of my way to try to find a way to get better at this, bro. I will go to night classes to try to get better at this.
Mm.
I will go and have certain difficult conversations and put myself in places where I'm mad as hell, where where look, I'm like the perfect student for this stuff, right? Because I'm so bad at it. I ain't speaking from a place of perfection. I'm speaking from another student who,
Yeah,
I might be in advanced math, you might be in regular math, but I ain't that far ahead.
yeah, I got you.
Bro,
Damn.
one thing I wanted to chat with you on though, on my end, and that I'm struggling with quite a bit, and I've been on my mind quite a bit though, is creation of community, right?
Hmm.
I chosen the life I've chosen. I knew what would come with it. I knew what wouldn't. Um,
Yeah.
but kind of get like, how you and Joe are thinking about the idea of creation of community, right? So
Mhm.
really part of designing a life you don't need a break from is figuring out what type of community you want to create and how you want to create that moving forward. And
Yeah.
for me, it's been something that I've gone about like on my own that I realize doesn't make any sense because the whole concept of community is people together. So
Yeah.
part of it is like, money is secondary in my motivation in terms of the work that I'm doing, the things that I'm putting in place, whether it's health and fitness, whether it's in money management and real estate, whether it's relationships and all those. More than half of my motivation is creating a community that fosters the type of environment that I want to be in, that
Yeah.
that myself and my wife want to be in, and that I want to bring children into. And
Yeah.
for me, I realized that if I don't intentionally work on creating that, the default, the dominant narrative and the default is not what I want.
Yeah.
So it's something I've been definitely been top of my mind quite a bit on how do I
Mm.
do that, and especially, I mean, you've been in San Francisco, you've seen what's around here, especially
Yeah.
when you're in a location that doesn't have a built-in community, right? So
Yeah.
I think it applies, a lot of the things that your wife, that Joe is going to experience is because of a lack of community.
Yeah.
It's because she up and rooted from a built-in community. She had her
Yeah.
friends, she had that stuff. People who understood her. She had food around her that worked. She had people who kind of from the same similar background but that's the easy way, right?
Yeah.
So when you are in the dominant narrative, dominant culture, meaning let's say you are a person of privilege, a white person, in colloquial terms, if you're a person of privilege, um, the world, especially U.S., is kind of geared towards making you comfortable,
Yeah. For
right?
sure.
So it's not as difficult to create that community around you. But when you're a person of color, and I'll say even more difficult when you are one person of color in an intercultural relationship. Um, if you're not cognizant or intentional about creating that, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
But so that's something I want to put on your plate and on your mind,
Yeah.
and something I want to kind of chat about on my end as well as we doing these things. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like I got all the answers, bro. It's I'm searching too. So, as much
Yeah.
as much as I can tap into my current folk for help, I'm gonna try to do that.
And the it's definitely way more challenging and adds to the complexity when the community itself that you're trying to create are all spread out, because I'm all the way here on the East Coast. It's not like a couple of years ago when you'd be like, hey Doug, I'm on the way over, we can stop by and have a conversation. Now
Exactly.
it's like, hey, it's 5 o'clock on my end, I know it's 2 there, what you got going on?
Exactly.
And that kind of adds some complexity for sure.
Oh man, I asked all the complexity, brother. And it's not, but the thing is, if we can crack these problems, bro, yo, this is we're talking about it from one perspective, but think about it this way.
Mhm.
Why is it that we are living in such an interconnected world, but yet the cases of depression is gone, of cases of people feeling isolated is gone, of cases of people feeling like they don't have a community, even though they might live in an all black neighborhood, an all white neighborhood, or whatnot. And I'm
Yeah.
not isolating it. I'm not even isolating it to race. I'm saying, like, we now live in a time and age where people are feeling more disconnected than ever. So in us kind of attacking this, what you're really doing is you're finding something that can help way
Yeah.
more people than you might imagine.
I think a lot of the disconnect is actually coming from our ability to connect via technology. Like, so many people are more concerned about their social media presence and what they're doing online. Like, they're not really focusing on the interpersonal stuff. For example, like, even me, when I go online and I go on Instagram, I battle with this all the time. I see a lot of my colleagues from Penn State, or just from previous work experiences, and they're like able to go all these places, and they're off of work, and they're like doing such big things, getting master's degrees and pushing all these fancy whips, and I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, I'm not broke by any means, but at the same time, I'm not able to get 2 weeks off of work every 2 weeks. You- so I'm like, that sometimes is like, yo, am I doing something wrong? And then that in itself makes me question things. But then that's I guess some people may be going through the same thing. The stuff they see online is affecting them for sure. And then you communicate so much online that when you go in to meet people, you're like, I don't really want to talk to this guy or whatever, you know. And then for a lot of the people, the first impression of you, they actually go to your social media page.
Yeah.
Like, John Asare, huh? What does this guy do online?
Right.
And they go search you up. And it's
Right.
like, you could have just asked me, like, what I do for a living instead of going on my Facebook page
Right.
or whatever the case may be. And I think that's a big factor in today's day and age,
Bro, I think
for
that's
sure.
huge. And I think you're hitting on something. And you know, what I'm hearing, and it may be off from what you're necessarily saying, but this is the way I think about it, right? If we think about diet,
Yeah.
it used to be a time where you would grow your own food, where food was
Yeah.
localized, right? So,
Yeah.
and because you grow your own food and put all these things on the plate, it's very difficult to have a ton of ice cream and have a ton of sugar and have a ton of this stuff. And really, you're kind of like, if you take a plant, you're extracting all the really dope stuff, and now you can so easily extract all the sugar from a plant that you don't get any of the good stuff. Whereas it used to be, you couldn't extract all the nectar from a plant.
Mhm.
You had to eat the whole plant. So you get a little bit of sugar and it's great, but you also get the fiber and you get all the other stuff
Mhm.
that comes with it. But once we started being able to have machinery and these things and technology that could extract, now all everyone wants is candy, and everybody wants the sweet, sweet, sweet good stuff, and we can get it at any point, and it's so abundant, and we can't control ourselves that we eat it all the time, and now we having all types of health problems, right? If you
Yeah.
put that in a social context, what technology, social media, and these things have allowed us to do is it's actually allowed us to extract the nectar, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes fake, right? Extract the nectar from these plants, et cetera, right? So you only see people on social media flexing. Ain't nobody gonna post their mundane stuff.
True.
So you only get the best of the best. So
Yeah.
so you create a situation where we're constantly eating up the social version of sugar extracted from, right? And that's all you see on your feed. So now it's a situation where you're comparing, right? And you don't match up. And when you don't match up, you failed, right? It's constantly
Yeah.
failure, 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 failure. And then you become disconnected, right? And on top of that,
Mhm.
that's one. Two, theory two is that technology has also allowed us to live further and further apart, right? So we're more
Mm.
scattered than ever, right?
Yeah.
We can,
That's
yeah, we
true.
can travel back and forth pretty quickly, and you're not disconnected. You can live in the mountains or whatever, and you still kind of connected to society, but not really. So it spread us up. Now it's not like, yo, first, like your neighborhood was your neighborhood. You ain't going that
Mhm.
far. You know what I mean? Where you going? The neighborhood is right here. It might be a couple blocks. You don't have a car. You don't, not everybody has a car. And if you do have a car, not everybody can hop on a plane. And if you can, it's all
Mhm.
spread apart and all this stuff. So I think if we
Yeah.
to build on what you're saying, I think is huge, man. But my thought process is, yeah, guns kill. This may not be a great example. Guns kill, but can you also use gun to protect? Right? Technology is causing or exacerbating these issues that we see, but can we also use technology to
To do.
can we also leverage technology to also ease and solve and provide some type of solution to all of these issues? That's my thought.
And you know what? That's true. And then it goes back to the important lesson of life is that there's going to need to be a balance at the end of the day, right? Because yeah, there's pros and cons. It does lots of great things. There's a million benefits of technology, but it's one of those things where the bad parts of technology are so, I guess, adding such negative impacts. It's like does the good really outweigh the negatives in certain areas?
And
That's
also,
what it comes in.
you can even go 2 steps removed from that and say, let's stop blaming technology.
The people who use it.
Let's say it's not the fact that now you can extract the sugar from fruit, but it's the problem is that you eating all that sugar all the time from the fruit. So it's easy for older kids and their Twitters and whatnots and who and doodots and bibi bops. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Right. Maybe that's not the problem. Maybe it's just at a high level of consumption. So maybe it's like it's finding a way to teach people to live their life, not other people's life. 2, it's putting out information to people realize that, oh, by the way, this is what's happening. Let's all have an understanding of what's actually happening so that you don't see this discrepancy.
The overconsumption is definitely a factor for sure, and our cause of that is we as a people are generating so much content these days. It's like you have to be consuming at some point, because especially you're trying to keep up with what's going on, like you say. Within every couple of minutes, something else is like being posted, and you're like, oh my god, there's just more and more information. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm not even gonna check my phone today. I can't.
I'm good.
Unless I see something, unless I see something about LeBron pop up, I gotta keep.
Yeah, but yo. First of all, I like to point out how this man went from hating on the king. Oh my god. We need to wrap up. We'll go ahead and wrap it on them. But
all right, bro.
And
I appreciate you, man.
I'll be more on top of my Sundays, so that we keep this ship moving. And December is gonna be a good month, bro. I mean, like I said, I got the workouts loaded up, so it's not like gonna build up on me that I gotta do it like every week. Yeah. I have a good, nice progression going. Most of them are at home, so that's good. You only go and I try to put the ones that are not at home on like a Saturday or a Sunday. So
all right, and that sounds good, bro.
Feedback and like how things look and how things work, will be good around that time, because ultimately what this is gonna look like too is like you're gonna have like an 8-week high intensity interval training session that brings you into the program, and then you being anybody that wants to get going, right? 8-week high intensity interval training that gets your heart and gets you basically ready to actually train. And then you're gonna have the Cut the Noise foundational program that's gonna take you from shit to fit.
Ooh. You coming out with the names? I got you.
I'm saying, bro. When you sometimes you gotta take chicken shit and make chicken salad out of it.
All right. Yo, you funny, bro. All right, yo. I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate you, bro. And we'll talk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro. All right, yo.
All right, brother. Stay strong, bro. Appreciate your work. And hi to the family.